So leading actor for Oscar, we have Richard Jenkins for The Visitor, Frank Langella for Frost Nixon, Sean Penn for Milk, Mickey Rourke for The Wrestler, and Brad Pitt for Benjamin Button. So we're going to go with first who we think is going to win. And we were talking about this earlier too. We were like, it's basically kind of a coin flip at this.
This is the most hotly contested category, really.
And I'm glad we have that because all these other categories really
they seem predictable.
We're really down the line. Slumdog's going to win everywhere.
Yeah.
So this is the one where everyone's going to watch to see what happens. So I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going for Mickey Rourke for The Wrestler. I just think there's a comeback story. People like comeback stories. There's a good story with that. You know he'll give a great speech. And he deserves to win. I think Sean Penn already has one. And what's this? Sean Penn's fifth nomination for leading actor.
And you know he'll be nominated lots more times.
Yeah,
too.
He's the Meryl Streep of
So.
And this is Mickey Rourke's first nomination. This is Brad Pitt's first leading nomination, Frank Langella's first leading nomination, and Richard Jenkins' first nomination.
Right.
So I like that the new people have a chance. So I'm going to go with Mickey Rourke for will win and should win.
I also picked Mickey Rourke.
Okay.
I for all the reasons you said.
Okay, good.
I think that people love a comeback and an underdog story, and he's given some great speeches, and believe it or not, that plays into it. People want to have a great moment up there on the stage. Yeah. So I think he'll win for all those reasons, but at the same time, if Sean Penn wins, I'm not going to fall off the couch with surprise. Because I think it's really down to the two of them. And Sean Penn, like Meryl Streep, you can't ever count him out. He's so great, people love him. But I think this is really Mickey Rourke's year, and this was the character to get him back.
And what I like is Mickey Rourke has gone on record saying he hopes Sean Penn wins. And Sean Penn has gone on record saying he really hopes Mickey Rourke wins.
So everybody's all friendly. It's all good. Is there a spoiler in this category?
I'd love if Richard Jenkins wins. I think that would be, I wouldn't be upset about that. I think I might be upset if Brad Pitt wins, but even if Frank Langella wins, I think it'd be like, oh, okay, well that's.
Well, I can't say I'm ever sorry to see Brad Pitt on stage at anything, but I think as much as I love him, this is not necessarily the year that he should win.
Yeah.
So that leads us into directing. We have The Curious Case of Benjamin Button
with David Fincher.
Frost Nixon
with Ron Howard.
Milk
with Gus Van Sant.
The Reader
with Stephen Daldry.
And Slumdog Millionaire.
Danny Boyle.
I think it's going to be Danny Boyle for Slumdog Millionaire.
It's obvious.
But there are some really big name Hollywood directors in this category. We were saying a couple weeks ago about how the Oscars love Stephen Daldry, and he never loses. So.
Well, he loses. Well, let's go through it. It's Danny Boyle's first nomination. It's David Fincher's first nomination. Gus Van Sant's second one. He was nominated for Good Will Hunting. Stephen Daldry, here's the interesting thing. This is his third nomination for Best Director.
Yeah.
And guess how many movies he's directed in his career? 3 movies. So he's been nominated for every movie he's directed. So that's kind of
they really
he's
like
a
him.
wonder kid or something. And Ron Howard, this is actually his second nomination, which is...
Right. For all the great movies that he's done, it seems crazy.
And I found an interesting little thing. So he won for A Beautiful Mind. And so he was nominated for Frost Nixon. He was kind of screwed out of nomination for Apollo 13.
Yeah, I remember that year.
Apollo 13 was nominated for Best Picture.
And he wasn't nominated.
He wasn't nominated for Best Director.
That's huge
and
controversy.
Also, Ang Lee wasn't nominated for Best Director for Sense and Sensibility, but that was nominated for Best Picture. So we had Tim Robbins and Figgis were nominated for Best Director, but their movies weren't nominated for Best Picture. So that was a really weird year for directors.
I just think that it's probably going to be Danny Boyle. He's going to get swept up in the Slumdog mania. But, David Fincher, Ron Howard, Gus Van Sant, for some of the older Academy voters, those are familiar names that they can know and trust. And so, I really feel it's going to be Danny Boyle, but...
Yeah, I'm going for Danny Boyle. If I had who should win, I've always been a big fan of David Fincher. I think that'd be good to have,
Fight Club.
Because, he missed out for Zodiac, too. I think Zodiac was really overlooked. So there's that. So Best Picture, we're finally down to Best Picture.
Well, didn't we have some other, just a couple other categories?
Yeah, we'll go to Best Picture.
Okay.
Because we're already on the Slumdog bandwagon anyway.
Right, so Best Picture.
Slumdog Millionaire is going to win. Okay, so next one.
Best Picture. Slumdog Millionaire,
Yes.
The Reader, Milk, Frost Nixon, and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
So obviously we marked Slumdog Millionaire down.
It's gonna win.
Yeah. I could care less about the other ones. Any quick.
If Slumdog Millionaire didn't win, or if there's a backlash, what do you think could sneak in there?
Milk.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
I mean, the Oscars love a little surprise and upset, especially in that Best Picture category. We talked about this the other day, where sometimes, Crash beat Brokeback Mountain, and, Rocky beat everything.
It's true.
So there can always be something that sneaks in
I
there.
think it would be Milk. So there's that. So we have this huge list of things. So we decided to each take one that we want to talk about.
Sure.
So I want to talk about original screenplay. We have Frozen River, Happy Go Lucky, In Bruges, Milk, and WALL-E. I think I flipped a coin and I put Milk down, just because I think it's going to win.
Sure.
But I will be happy to be disappointed if In Bruges wins, because it won the BAFTA. It's the best screenplay out there.
In Bruges was your number 2 movie of the year, right?
No, 3.
Oh, number 3 movie of the
Yes.
year. I picked In Bruges.
Okay, good.
Just because I think it's, it's a different kind of movie. Like you say, it won the BAFTA. I think it could sneak in there. There's a lot of people, I think, like you, who maybe want to recognize the movie, and this is their shot. So
Yeah.
I think In Bruges.
I just went with a safe bet. So, so what was yours? We're going to talk about.
I want to talk about visual effects.
Okay.
Only 3 nominees. Really.
That's normally what they do.
Yeah, but I think they probably could have had more. But only 3.
Yeah.
You get The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Dark Knight, and Iron Man. Now, I understand this might be the odd choice in this category, but I think Iron Man.
Really?
I mean, the Benjamin Button, obviously Brad Pitt going from older to younger, that takes, and him playing the same part the whole time, that takes some amazing effects work, and we all saw Dark Knight,
Yeah.
But Iron Man, what I like about it, and I think what could get it the win, is that, yes, it's a big budget action comic book movie, and he's flying through the air, and there's all the computer stuff on the screen and the explosions, but it all blends so seamlessly into the movie.
Yeah.
You can't tell where the CGI is, where the computers are, where the real stuff is.
That's true.
And I think that's the mark of great visual effects, when you can't tell what's real and what's not.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on that, because, like we said before, there was parts in Iron Man that I thought were him in a suit. Like him in they put the suit on,
Yeah.
and then I saw the DVD and it's all CGI, and I'm like, wow, I
Yeah.
thought that was the suit.
Yeah.
But then there's that one part where he goes and he shoots the thing as a tank. That looked like a video game. It looked like So that
I
part
didn't
right there,
feel that.
kind of
I didn't feel that.
that little 1 minute of the movie just.
I didn't get that feeling. And besides Dark Knight, it was the most widely seen movie of the year. So I think Iron Man could sneak in there on visual effects.
I put Benjamin Button just because it's a safe choice.
Sure.
I'd love to see Iron Man win. I think that'd be great. But I think that Benjamin Button's going to win. I did have a few random facts for the Oscars just for fun. We talked about the Susan Lucci. You mentioned that. There actually is a Susan Lucci the Oscar. His name is Kevin O'Connell. He's a sound mixer.
Of course.
He's been nominated 20 times.
Is he nominated again this
No.
year? Oh, okay.
He did Hotel for Dogs. So yeah.
Well.
So he's been nominated 20 times, no wins. His last nomination was for Transformers, which he's
Yeah.
probably screwed out of.
Right.
So that was a good one. We talked about Heath Ledger. He's dead. There have been 70 posthumous Oscar nominations.
Yes.
Only 6 for acting, and only one of those is won. That's Peter Finch and Network. The last nomination was in 1994. There was Massimo Troisi for
Yeah.
Il Postino. 2 other ones that might be recognizable. James Dean was nominated after his death,
For East of Eden.
and Spencer Tracy.
Really?
Yeah, was nominated after his death. And then I found this might be a little interesting thing. Some classic movies that were never nominated for Best Picture. You got North by Northwest, which when you think about it, you're like, wow.
Yeah, we found out the other day Alfred Hitchcock has never won an Oscar.
I blogged about that. Check out the blog. Breakfast at Tiffany's, no nominations.
That's shameful.
Absence of Malice, great movie. Like, what's that? And then Full Metal Jacket got nothing.
Yeah,
So-
it's amazing to think how the Academy really drops the ball sometimes.
Yes.
In retrospect, especially.
So the Oscars are Sunday. Watch it. We'll blog all about it.
Sure.
And I'm sure the next week we'll have
Our recap.
and I will watch the show after all. So
I will watch the whole show. Tim may get a little bored in the middle and just
Yeah.
Ah,
I'll trail off like drool or something.
and he'll just
So
like,
it's-
I'm just gonna watch The Simpsons or something and turn the channel.
Ooh, good idea.